I'm just going to go ahead and jump in if you can. I'm going to briefly introduce myself. So I am a survivor of emotional and physical abuse. I spent 8 years in an abusive relationship, and it really brought about a passion in me to help other people. I'm a certified trauma coach, and I've been doing coaching and mentoring experiences in various settings for about 15 years. Like I said, coaching and healing are really my passions, especially after experiencing what I did in my abusive relationship. And so it kind of cultivated this passion for me. And creating the 6 pillars of transformation has allowed me to help people in the same situation that I was in, and to help them grow and help them build. So some of the things that we're going to go over today and what we'll learn is what the 6 pillars of transformation are and how they can kickstart your healing journey. By the end, you'll be able to understand how to redefine your goals and your vision and set those goals so that you can achieve the things that you want to achieve in your life. Tools to release the past pain and reclaim your personal power. Techniques to master your emotional freedom and regulate your feelings, whatever the situation. Strategies to build healthy and authentic relationships, which I know I struggled with when I first broke free from my toxic relationship. Communication skills to speak your truth and be heard. And then practical steps for fulfilling a purpose-driven life. For me, this was the biggest, most empowering step. Because I was able to really figure out my passion, which is helping people. So we want to look at some of the things that I know I felt when I was getting out of that toxic relationship. So I felt stuck. I felt overwhelmed. I was unsure about how to heal from my past traumas. The journey to healing, the 6 pillars of transformation, is a proven framework for recovery and your personal growth to bring you from that place where you feel unsure and lack confidence and you lack just the ability to make decisions and you're just all over the place, to being confident and growing and being that person you know inside that you were and that you want to be again. So the 6 pillars emphasize different steps along the way, and each one kind of grows on the other one as you're making your journey to healing. And so in chapter 1, which is the foundational step, we imagine what our future could be like now, what it looks like, because you've made the biggest, hardest decision of your life and left a bad situation. So now you're going to really look at, what do I truly want beyond the limitations of your past experience? Clarifying your goals and establishing a new mindset that encourage growth, freedom, and fulfillment in your everyday life. We're going to look at liberating the past. So releasing, I know I felt anger, shame, just incredible lack of confidence. We're going to look at those things and how to improve them and make sure that you are where you want to be. The next one is we go through empowering you. Define the boundaries that make you powerful. Without boundaries, you can't be as powerful as you want to be. You have to know the things to let in your life, the things to let go. This is also where we talk about the circle of influence. This is where we establish those healthy routines that keep the people out that need to be out and let the people in that need to be in. Building resilience. We're all going to have struggles. They're going to keep coming. What this builds is the ability to have confidence in what you're doing, letting go of those unhealthy patterns that we've been doing the whole time, that have let someone walk all over us, that have let someone take down our confidence. We do away with those, and we put in strategies that help you every time work through difficult situations without reverting back to them. This was a big one for me. I would always shut down. I would never speak my truth because I wanted to keep things safe. And this section, building resilience, helps you to kind of get over those obstacles and find out that it's okay to put boundaries. It's okay to say your truth. It's okay for you to have your own opinion. We cultivate joy and self-worth. So learning the things again that make you happy, regardless of someone else. You don't care about what they think. The things that make you happy. For me, it was painting and helping people, and I wasn't able to do those things in my toxic relationship I was in. And then lastly, sustaining personal growth. Healing isn't a one-time thing. It continues. I've been healing when I was in that traumatic relationship. I've been healing now. I've been healing this whole time. I'm going to continue to heal. And so putting those things in place, like routines and successful habits that support that long-term growth, and you make a commitment to yourself for self-care. I do this every day I go on a walk. I do it because it helps me ground myself. I get my thoughts straight. I go through my day. It's just me, the pavement, and walking. And it makes such a difference in my life. And I can tell on those days when I don't do it because I don't feel grounded. I don't feel secure. I don't feel confident like I normally do. I asked a couple people that I've worked with if I could share some of their stories, and a couple folks said yes. And so I just want to share with you some of the challenges that folks have had and what they've gained from this course. Sarah, she was in a narcissistic relationship for 10 years. She began her journey feeling broken and unsure about who she was. She had lost all of it. Through the 6 pillars of transformation, she learned to redefine her desires, reclaim her power, and set healthy boundaries in her life. She embraced her freedom by addressing past wounds and developing habits that helped her grow. Today, Sarah navigates her life with clarity, and she is building healthy relationships. She's dating again, which was really scary. She's rediscovering her self-worth. She wrote me this email that said, "The Journey to Healing course completely changed my life. After years of feeling trapped in narcissistic relationships, I finally found the tools and support to rediscover myself. The 6 pillars have helped me redefine my goals, build healthy boundaries, let go of the shame and the guilt that she carried." And then she goes on to talk about some of the group activities and how encouraging and empowering they were for her. Dan's story is a little different. He's a father. He was struggling with the effects of an unhealthy family dynamics when he was growing up, and how he brought those things into his marriage. The Journey to Healing helped him understand his emotions, communicate authentically, and helped to start to rebuild his relationships. He learned to put boundaries in place with people that were being unhealthy and toxic, and is working to reconnect with his children because of the trauma that he experienced. He also struggled with building healthy relationships with his kids. He is working with purpose and confidence to face the difficult challenges that come with rebuilding his life. He said, as someone who dealt with years of unhealthy relationships and struggled in his marriage, he didn't know where to start. The Journey to Healing course gave him clarity and practical steps to rebuild his life. He learned about emotional regulation because he would often shut down or get very angry. He is able to communicate authentically and take that time to learn about what he's doing and how he's communicating and what the effect is on other people, which was huge for him. And he goes on to say it also gave him the tools to create balance in a purpose-driven life. This is really what we're looking for as someone who goes through this course, who takes the time and the commitment and the sacrifice to go through this course is really going to gain tremendous things. Confidence, which is huge, empowerment, being able to set boundaries, communication skills that maybe some of us lack because it's scary or because we just don't want to deal with it. The next step is I'm going to give you a little taste of what it would look like to be in the course. Take a minute, close your eyes, and envision your life a year from now. You've completed the course and established healthy boundaries in your life. You have emotional freedom, self-confidence, and fulfilling relationships. What does that look like? What does it feel like emotionally and physically and mentally? Who's in your life? Who are those people? And how do they support you? And if you have a pen and paper, you can write some of those down. I'm just going to give you a couple minutes. Is there anyone who'd like to share in the chat or comments what that might look like for you? I know for me, when I did this exercise, I saw myself and my son. And my son had gone through a lot of the same emotional things that I did. I was able to really envision myself as a strong mother, a person who was teaching my son how to be a good partner and how to be in a healthy relationship. And I had to really think back and say, well, what does that look like? What am I willing to give up so that my son can be healthy? And when he goes into relationships, that his boundaries are good and that his ability to communicate is what it needs to be, even when he's frustrated, because he had not had any of those things modeled for him. What he saw from me was shutting down. What he saw from the other people in my life were unhealthy, trying to provide for him a situation where he had healthy things in his life. It was very impactful for me to do that. And so that's actually the first step that we take in the course, is taking a look at your visionary transformation. What are the things that are holding you back? So we have this list of where we want to be, right? And then what's holding us back from doing that? Is it lingering pain? Is it lack of boundaries? Is it feeling stuck? I know I experienced all of these. For me, there was so much shame, an incredible amount of shame, that I had allowed myself, a strong, capable, confident woman that I was before I met him. It was allowing that person to go to this person who was just a shell of herself. I couldn't even look at myself and know who I was. So it was letting go of all those things that were holding me back. And I'm seeing in the comments that someone said, it's difficult for me to see myself in the future. And I can tell you, I have been there. I was taking it one day at a time for a long time when I got out of my relationship. And I, at times, to think of a week in the future, it was too much. My body was in survival mode. I wasn't able to yet get beyond the panic attacks I was having every day to actually have a vision of my future. So I get that that's really hard. I do. But this was one of my visions, is helping other people that are in that place grow from that, because it's not a place you want to get stuck. And sadly, people do. And I didn't want to be one of those people who lived there. And so I really took every resource that I could find, which weren't great ones, I'll be honest. And so I created something that I felt like was a good mix of what I was seeing out there, but also the things that really helped me. So to wrap up that exercise that we was just doing, is the 6 pillars of transformation provides you the tools and guidance to move forward from where you're at. It doesn't matter if you've been thinking about getting out of an unhealthy relationship. If you're at the point where you will have support going from that place, and I can tell you, I did not have that. I had read all the books that I could get my hands on. I had watched all the podcasts, but then when it came down to actually leaving, it was me and my son in a safe house. It was awful. And I was alone, and I do not want anyone to ever feel like that. So if you're a part of this group and you're at that point, we will be here to support you. If you're out of it and you're going through the journey in survival mode right now, this is a great place to start. You'll start hearing the language that gets you there, and hearing the language that you can implement as you continue on your journey. And then if you've been out of it for a while, you can be the pro who helps us. I consider myself a bit of an expert in this. I've been through it. I've studied it. I'm certified in it. But there are people who can help us in our class, build a community that we can help each other. That's exactly what we're looking for. Each pillar builds on the foundation to address emotions, relationships, and habits that are holding you back. I worked with Laura, and she had 5 adult children. They were making her feel like she had no value. It was just using her in a way that wasn't healthy. And so she came and she talked to me, and some of the things we started doing was saying it's okay to have boundaries. It's okay to expect things from other people because that's healthy. And we started building her confidence, and we started talking through what are things that she can do beyond what everyone else can do, right? Because you can't control everyone else. But you can do things within yourself that really other people sense it and feel it, even without you saying anything. And then actually, what are the words to say? We talked through all those things, and she's grown so much, and she's in a much better place, and she's happier, and her children are respecting her, so she's not feeling like she's just doing everything for everyone all the time with no respect. Because everyone needs respect. So this is just a small glimpse of the transformation that awaits you. Imagine taking this to a deeper level over 6 weeks, spending time with us as a group, building the connection with other people who are in the same position that you are, and really just having this structure where we come together, we have weekly questions and answers, we just become a community of survivors who help each other all the time. We'd share any golden apple moments. I stole that from my dad. He calls them golden apple moments. So moments in your life that, oh, an aha moment. This came to me this week. For me, I had so much empowerment and strength and confidence from sharing my story. And we do that day one. We share our story and why we're there and what we hope to gain. And it really just helps you see everyone where they're at. And I just love it. And then we go through and we will do a group exercise, and then we'll introduce the next pillar in the healing journey. So every week there'll be 5 assignments, and then you go through those assignments. I did it that way on purpose because some assignments are going to take longer for you to do. The acknowledging your story, it took me a couple days to really write it out. And I want to allow space for that. And so there's only 5 assignments during the week. You'll have access to the Journey to Healing workbook. You would get a copy of it for free in the group. And then we'd have, like I said, the weekly Q&A calls just to check in, make sure everyone's doing okay. And then again, the community that you would have is just, the community is priceless to me. That is the whole reason that I developed this group. It's the whole reason why I spend every moment I have trying to build content and support everyone and putting my name out there in my face, because this for me is just putting myself out there is an opportunity for growth, and I just have this passion for helping other people and helping everyone in this room and helping people beyond this room to just grow beyond where they are. So I would love to open this up for questions. You can put it in the comment section. I am going to put in the comments where you could book an appointment with me. It's really the first step in us establishing, is this the right thing for you? We talk, we go through, I learn a little bit more about your story, and I share a little bit more of mine, so you get to know me better and really understand my passion around this. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there, and then if anyone has any questions, I would love to answer them.